You are the only drug that you need. What if I told you that everything that you need to feel blissed out, to feel high, to feel connected and alive exists within you? I want to help you to understand that everything that you have been searching for outside of you, everything that you have smoked, everything that you have popped, everything that you have snorted has always been right here inside this body. My name is Christopher Armstrong, and I am a hypnotherapist and addiction transformation coach here to help you reclaim your power, reclaim your vitality, your health, your focus, so that you can live a life of authenticity and live your true soul's blueprint to do what you came here to do, to be who you came here to be, to have what you came here to have. Look, I slept in a little bit today. Okay, not that much. I slept until 7 o'clock. And once it's light out, it's hard for me to sleep. However, I was out late last night. I was with a big group of people dancing to Mose, 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 fantastic ecstatic dance DJ, dance meditation DJ, who was sharing the gift of cacao, a beautiful local medicine here in the Mayan lands where I'm at in Lake Atitlán, Guatemala. And he was helping us to connect with the power that exists within us. Now, yes, we did have a little bit of cacao, which is such a powerful stimulant of the heart, theobromine, a little bit of caffeine, and also like the amount that we had was pretty small. What my experience was last night, though, is I was high, so incredibly powerfully high, blissed out, tripping out on me, tripping out on being connected, being in community, dancing with beautiful people, connecting and gazing deeply into the eyes of a beautiful woman after having shared 2 or 3 hours on the dance floor together, moving and flowing and playing and laughing and just, And the reason I feel so good, even though I woke up a bit tired, is because I didn't wake up hungover. There was no hangover. I didn't drink any alcohol. I didn't use any drugs. I didn't smoke a thing. And yeah, I was a little bit tired. My body was tired from all of the dancing. And I got up and I went into the yoga platform over here and I decided to meditate, to sit in the sun, allow the sun's rays to warm me up, allow it to nourish my body. I did some breath work, did some focused visualization, did some toning and some singing, chanting some Hawaiian chants that I've been studying. And all of these things got me feeling, including this morning, electric. I was tripping out. I had activated so much natural endogenous DMT in my body that I was having the equivalent of a psychedelic experience this morning while I was observing the beautiful lake that sits in front of me. Look, I want you to have an understanding that every drug that you want, that you truly deeply want, not all of this stuff that has been sold to us, whether legally or illegally, occurs inside of your body naturally. And the reason it's so important to start to activate this is because these substances are not addictive, habit forming. There's no hangovers. There's none of the negative effects that exist from most of the addictions that we have dealt with don't exist with these natural supplies. As Wim Hof says, get high on your own supply. So by tapping into your own internal power and practicing that discipline, you will regain control of your life. And not only regain control, but activate higher levels of awareness, higher levels of intelligence, higher levels of consciousness in your body. You will revitalize your cells. You will create a whole new level of health, mental, emotional, and physical health. Something that you probably maybe have never even experienced before. Now, the biggest thing for me about why it's so important to start to tap into your own inner alchemy, your inner chemistry, the pharmaceutical drug factories that exist within your own body is because you get to take back control. No more dealing with dealers. No more dealing with friends who are going to hook it up. No more going to bars and buying cocktails. No more dealing with all that. Going to somebody else. You get to go to yourself. And that is empowering. So many of us have developed these addictions because of a misunderstanding, something that we were taught when we were younger, a survival mechanism, trying to survive and live in an environment that didn't support our mental and emotional needs. But it's time to take back your power. So let's talk about what these chemicals are. There are so many. The body is actually just a chemical factory, right? We have spiritual energy, etheric energy, our higher self energy that comes into and creates this physical vessel. And this physical vessel, you have thoughts. The thoughts turn into emotions. The emotions produce hormones and different chemicals in your body, which creates physical effects and changes in how you live, how you feel, how you act. And those thoughts create your reality. And also the physical nature, the whether it's you're consuming a lot of caffeine, maybe you're consuming cocaine or some other type of a heavy drug, this affects your physicality, which makes it natural to feel a certain type of emotion, or maybe difficult to feel a positive emotion, which then affects your thinking, which then creates this negative cycle, this thought feedback loop, which can keep us stuck. And I know if you're watching here, it's probably because you've been there. The bender that turns into a week or two or three or four of you hating yourself, torturing yourself, disconnecting from people, feeling shame and guilt. And we don't need to do that. Because in my body, in your body, in the human body, dimethyltryptamine, DMT, something that you would potentially pursue with a psychedelic substance, you can activate naturally through breath work. Just a simple series of breathing techniques, and you can absolutely activate and awaken DMT naturally in your body. I have had some of the most profound trips by simply breathing, whether on my own or guided by a facilitator. Oxytocin and serotonin, these are released through simple things like getting a hug, dancing, playing, genuine connection, staring deeply into somebody's eyes, a friend, a romantic connection, a family member. And I mean, really connecting with them, not just this like, oh, hey, yeah, okay. How many of us have missed out on so many beautiful connections because we haven't wanted people to see into our eyes? We have not wanted them to look into the windows to our soul. We have been so filled and racked with guilt and shame for the things that we have done, the substances that we have bought and consumed, the ways that we have treated our body. And that causes us to disconnect and to avoid eye contact, when actually we're preventing ourselves from activating some of the most profoundly transformative natural substances in our own body. Endorphins and dopamine come from things like movement, physical activity. This morning I went and did some yoga, did some planks, did some really powerful, simple, short 10, 15 minutes of exercise. And I was feeling awake and activated, my blood flowing. I was feeling positive. All of these things exist within you. And as I've mentioned in another video, is that oftentimes addiction comes through disconnection. Addiction is a response to a lack of connection. We are trying to get these things, oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, DMT, whatever it is, we're trying to get them in an unnatural way because we are avoiding, or we haven't learned how to connect. We don't feel safe to connect, to be seen, to be witnessed, to be held, to be our authentic self. Last night for me, dancing on the dance floor, I was moving in a way that 5 years ago, I would have been embarrassed to do. And now I attract beautiful people that want to dance with me, that want to move with me, men and women, not even always sexual, sometimes just the ability to connect, to feel the power of another person's body, to feel yourself surrender as someone picks you up and spins you around. It is the most incredible and beautiful and powerful thing. If you haven't experienced ecstatic dance or contact dance, I highly encourage it. And in fact, that is where I started my journey, because when I quit drinking alcohol, which I thought that I needed to drink in order to dance well, I started connecting with ecstatic dance. Actually, let me correct that. I was connecting with things like ecstasy and psilocybin mushrooms, and I was going to music events, electronic house music events, and people would come up to me and they would see me and feel me dancing, and they would literally walk up and say, "Hey, have you ever been to an ecstatic dance?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And finally, somebody said that to me after the fourth time when I was living in Portland, Oregon, 3 months after having quit drinking. And that person, I said, "Look, take me. I want you to show me." And we walked into a ballroom that next weekend with 150 people, all there to connect without words, simply to dance, simply to be, simply to spin and play in this beautiful body that we were gifted in, uplifting ourselves with the magical energy of all of the chemicals and hormones that we can create when we put in the effort, when we connect, when we show up to the places that once were uncomfortable. And I know it's not easy at first, and step by step, be patient. Let's talk about how you can do this. Look, you're on YouTube, you're watching me right now. Go and search for Breathwork Beats. It's a brother, a friend of mine. He does such great breathwork videos, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. You can get really charged up and you can start to activate that endogenous DMT with just a matter of a few deep breaths and a little bit of effort. Movement, dance. Put on the speaker, put on your headphones in the morning and get your body moving. Don't give a crap about what other people think and just do it. Do a workout, do a 30-minute guided workout. There are some fantastic channels out there, people who are giving you, all you need to do is just follow along. Connection. If you live with somebody, family, friends, roommates, whatever, walk up to them and say, "Hey, I don't know if I've told you this lately, but I really appreciate you." And offer them a hug. Ask them, "Hey, can I give you a hug?" And don't give me one of those ass out hugs where you're barely touching each other and you're just kind of like, yeah, I want a full body hug. That full body hug, hold it for 5, 10 seconds. If you start to feel uncomfortable, just notice it. But in the doing of this, you will activate powerful chemicals in your body, and you will show the people that you are around that you care, and I guarantee you that they're going to want more, and you're going to create this spiral where you're all going to level up, you're all going to move up together because you're all going to be getting high on your own supply. And let's talk about meditation and stillness. There's so many different ways to practice it. I recently have been experimenting with the Silva method. Silva method's great because it's more of a mental focus visualization practice, and it is incredibly powerful how you can focus your awareness and use your thoughts to get you into a deep state of mind in which you can receive inspiration, you can plant seeds for the future, you can tell the universe essentially what it is that you want. There are so many ways to do this. Find one that clicks for you. Now, what if you got a hug every day? They say 7 a day is actually what we need and can create tremendous health benefits and transform your immune system, because your body and your energy field is literally communicating with someone else's energy field, and they're sharing data, and they're saying, "Hey, this is what you need. This is how you can be more protected. This is how we can be more healthy." What if you got a hug every single day? Start with just one. I met a person on a hiking trail. I was hiking down from this beautiful trail, Paez to a peak down in between Phoenix and Tucson in the United States and Arizona. And she had a shirt on that says, "I give hugs for free." Of course, I walked up and I gave her a hug. Actually, I gave a bunch of people hugs because they were all there on an addiction recovery program. Guess what? They know the power of a hug. They know the power of authentic connection, getting out in nature. Oh my God. Why did I not even say that? Get out in nature. Go for a hike. What if you, instead of today feeling shame and guilt, feeling hung over from the night before? What if you woke up and you felt better than you ever have? Yeah, maybe a little tired, and also you have all of these tools in your toolkit to get you ready to go. I feel alive and electric, and I'm only running on like 6 hours of sleep. Hopefully you can feel that. You can feel my energy. And when you start to radiate this pure, clean, natural, endogenous energy, this energy that exists naturally as we cultivate these things, you will attract to you everything that you need. You will attract to you everyone that belongs into your life. And as you choose to start to do these things, it will be easier and easier for you to become and express and live as your fullest and truest and most authentic self. And that, not living as your authentic self, is probably most likely why you have been stuck in these patterns of addiction. I know. I grew up in a household that was very loving and also didn't give me what I needed. That we had all the physical needs cared for and my emotional needs were not. The emotional intelligence in my household did not exist. The presence of my father was not there. My mom didn't know how to hold space for me and to help me to just feel and feel okay feeling. And that's okay. I love them. They did the absolute best they could. And I'm sure your parents did too, even if it was terrible. Because we're always doing the best with all the resources that we have at the time. Look, stick around because I'm going to continue to share more information about how you can transform your relationship with substances, with codependent relationships, with food, whatever the addiction is, because it is the greatest disease of our time. Addiction, phones, sex, pornography, substances. But they all stem from one thing. You're not living as your true self. And that's what I want for you. That's what I'm doing myself more and more. And it's not always easy, but oh my God, it is so beautiful. So look, if you need support, I've got something in the works. I've got a program coming. I do one-on-one coaching where I help people to move through these processes. I help you to release all of your baggage, your trauma, your PTSD, your complex PTSD in a matter of a day. And then after that, I help you to rewire and reprogram and then set you on a path to create a vision for your life so that you can write it down on paper. You can set your own goals and you can start to craft the life that you have always wanted to live, that deep down inside your heart desires, that your soul has been aching for you to step into. It is time. Brothers and sisters, if you want help, reach out to me, follow the links below. And if you want to dive into a program where you can guide yourself, stick around, subscribe, opt into my newsletter. I'm going to send you lots of information, tips on how to do all these things. Going to get special access and first crack at all the programs that I'm going to be releasing. And there's going to be lots more because I've got beautiful friends that are all out there that have been working on so many beautiful techniques from breathwork to physical health detoxification so that we can all together level up, heal, and become our most authentic and truest self, because authenticity is what will heal you, I promise. Remember, you are the drug you've been searching for. No hangovers, no substances. Get high on yourself. It took me till the age of 40 to figure that out. I'm hoping that you'll get the message a little sooner than I did. Love you all.